Now let's talk about somebody with too much compassion. Floyd Mayweather.
I can't believe this nigga,
dog. You think we should play it?
To give context, I don't want to hear it again, but for the pod, for the listeners, go for it.
All right, so Floyd Mayweather was sitting down with the Pivot podcast, and they were asking him about a lot of just different things that are happening in popular culture. And one of them, of course, biggest thing happening in hip-hop, Diddy. Mm-hmm. Now, they asked him, what his feelings were about the Diddy situation and the allegations, and if he had anything that he wanted to say. And this was his take.
Even like P. Diddy, I'm not going to speak bad about P. Diddy. Because he's still a black man. Mistakes happen, and I can't say if it is or it's not a mistake, but things happen in life. And P. Diddy business is P. Diddy business. It's not my job or anyone else's job to go on the internet and stump him and kick a man while he's down. My take on it is, it's not my business. I don't think it's right at all, and I don't condone it. Even if that happened to my daughter, I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made. Yeah. So I don't want to kick nobody while they're down.
I think that.
Whew. Okay.
That's heavy. What you think?
I hate when people say it's not our job or the internet's job to kick people while they're down. First of all, if you believe in community, right, or if you believe in any sense of community, that's kind of how it works. Like, if you go into the town square and push the old lady over, we should all grab sticks and beat the shit out of you. That's how shaming works. That's how communities are formed and regulated and kept. That is literally the job of the people who are around you, who are your community. Their job is to either uplift you when you do positive things, which is positive reinforcement, or beat the shit out of you when you do crazy stuff, which is negative reinforcement. Yep. If we did more of that, then we would have less of this.
Yeah, that's restoring order.
Yeah. That's literally that's putting law and order is a whole different thing. That's, when the police get their hands on you, the judicial system, this and that. Yeah. But when the neighborhood correct you, when the neighborhood check you for doing wrong in the neighborhood, to me, that is necessary. And sometimes you gotta I'll say this, I have a conflicted view. If he would have just said, I'm not going to talk about his situation, that's his business, and stop there, this wouldn't have went viral.
Yeah, for sure. But he went too in depth with it, and then when they asked, he brought his daughter into it, and it's like, why would you even use your daughter as an example?
And then if you do use your daughter as an example, you're saying that even if your daughter was the victim of a man who treated her like this, which is crazy because
you the world champ. You're supposed to be ready to whoop ass.
Not just that. What's crazy is he's not lying, because we saw when his daughter was with Youngboy and a lot of the things that allegedly happened between Youngboy and his daughter, he's saying, I ain't got nothing to say about that. And I feel like that my daughter made the decision to be with that man. I ain't gonna lie to you. He stood on that, because when Youngboy was accused of doing X, Y, and Z to his daughter, his behavior was just like this.
His daughter caught a charge on behalf of this man.
Yeah.
She the one who did what she did, but you know what happened.
But the other stuff that he was accused of doing to her, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be, threatening and all that other stuff that was going on, that all happened. And he didn't intervene. He didn't interject. So he is telling the truth. I just think that when you start having the conversations of it starts veering into victim blaming when you say what he said at the end, which is she made the decision of being with him. A woman choosing to date a man is not her giving consent to him to pimp her, or to abuse her, to manipulate her, or to beat on her, or to threaten, when y'all break up, threaten to blow up the car of the other men that she wants to date. None of that.
Running down on people that say hi to her and shit.
Yeah, running down on people, dangling people from balconies, all types of, that's not normal behavior, and that's behavior that should be talked about. Now, he has the right to not speak on it, but when you do make a statement and it sounds dumb as hell, that's how we end up in this kind of conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely wouldn't have used my kid as no example for one with this type of story. That's just crazy.
His kid is sadly the perfect example.
That part. But yeah, I don't know, indifferent about it because it's Floyd. It's Floyd Mayweather, so I don't expect, with all due respect to the champ, I don't expect much compelling him to say much compelling things.
Yeah, with certain people, I expect,
or the compelling things he say, maybe looking at him like, why would you say that?
Especially with his
like
history.
This, right?
Yeah, and especially with his history,
Like
you
right
have a history of domestic
Like,
violence. You have a history of charges where women have said that you've abused them and all these different types of things.
That part.
So we know what your views are on this. Like, you should have just not spoken.
And yeah, because you might have, it may appear like you have sympathy and empathy for people who done the shit you did. Or accused of doing.
And it's not like it appears like, if we just being honest, that's what that sounded like. And as men, we got to do better, man.
100.
Now, do I expect better of Floyd Mayweather? Absolutely not. And I think that's where I said I was conflicted. Yeah. It's like I expect Floyd to be Floyd.
That's why I didn't have much to say just now. I'm totally not shocked that this is him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the best way to say it. This is him. This is him being him in a moment where he shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but that whole mistakes happen. It's all fun. Yo, it's all fun and games to you.
Think about it this way. Yeah. We are talking about some of the most. Did you ever get to read what the charges against Diddy were?
No.
One day. It ain't got to be today. It ain't got to be this week. Mm-hmm. Just someday. Read those charges.
Yeah.
If even 1/10 of that is real.
I heard enough still. I heard enough through the grapevine of what's, and if that matches what's on that paper, then like I said, nothing nice to say about Diddy, and you shouldn't even have no type of sympathy or empathy or even like there should be nothing.
To come up with the statement of mistakes happen is just so insane.
Mistakes happen for repeated behavior and known behavior, and like I said, we're not about to get into Diddy too much, but nobody came to his defense on this stuff is, to me, telling in itself. Anybody that ever stood next to Diddy right now hasn't came out and said shit.
True. Anybody that ever got into Diddy hasn't come out either.
Or whoever Diddy got into.
Or anybody that came out.
Yeah. Don't mind us.
Oh man, we shouldn't be laughing at it.
Like that's because that's totally not funny.
It's insane. It's dark
humor, guys.
It was really dark.